Mic check, mic check. How you doing? This is MCM, and you are listening to You Probably Right podcast. I'm really hoping that you enjoy this episode because it is very, very special to me. It is the basis, I would say, that I have bartered and explained and made the focus of many of my podcast episodes. It's going to be could be a couple episodes. I'd say probably 3 episodes. And what we'll be doing is we talking about the relationship between number one, a more invested, interpretive, meaning driven person versus the vague, self protective, and selectively intimate person. I will touch on the jobs these people are most likely, I guess they would say, to hold in society. And then we will focus on, let's just say, the one that would generally be booted out of a relationship with these two types of people. Um, I'm going to get right into that right now because I want to just kind of draw you in and see whether or not it is information that you think you'd want. I would like to, of course, welcome my new time listeners, my regular listeners, old time friends, last time listeners. I appreciate all of you. Okay. Actually, maybe I'll do that first. Yes. Well, I'll go through a small little profile of these individuals. Okay. So, first, as I said, the more invested, interpretive, meaning driven person. Now, before I even get into both of these, it doesn't mean that some of these things are not interchangeable. Like it doesn't mean you're not interpretive if you're on the other side, or you're not meaning driven if you're not on this side. You understand? Just in case. Okay, so as I said before, this person, okay, the more invested, interpretive, meaning driven person, best fit work that rewards pattern reading, depth, one-to-one insight, emotionally intelligent, and narrative thinking. So this kind of person probably has scenarios go off in their mind every once in a while. Might even almost be able to fool themselves as to the thing is actually happening right in front of them. They might be a person who would duck just from thoughts in their mind at times. Um, these are the top 10 likely careers. It doesn't have to be. So if you got this job, it doesn't mean that this is you, but for research, um, or I guess through research, I came up with these. So top 10 likely career fits for a person who is more invested, interpretive, meaning driven person. Therapist or counselor, number one. Number two, podcast host or interviewer. Three, writer or memoirist. Four, teacher or educator. Five, child and youth care worker. Six, social worker. Seven, mediator or conflict resolution worker. Eight, detective, investigator, or intelligence analyst. Number nine, documentary producer or journalist. And 10, lastly, coach in relationships, communication, or personal growth. Why this tends to be. The person is generally high in interpretation. They're good at seeing things from different angles, strong at reconstruction, reconstructing motives and sequence. They can read people pretty well. Emotionally perspective, perspective, perceptive. Also drawn to meaning, subtext, what's else, like the gray areas. What did that really mean when the person said it like that? Some people just take it at face value. Some people dig into the meaning just automatically, like a default. Um, they're drawn to also unresolved dynamics, like why didn't that work? Even though sometimes they may not necessarily want to face it all the time, they're still at some point, their mind will draw them back to something that didn't work, and they will be very well, they could be perplexed because of unresolved dynamics, can send them on a loop. Um, Willing to sit with complexity. So they're willing to really, really think into something that happened and really get cerebral. And even if they have to back off, they can go right deep in again. They may, though, risk, they may be a person who tends to overinvest. Um, they take things home mentally and think about them. They struggle with boundaries, and they get stuck trying to solve people who do not want to be solved. That's that first person. Next is the other person. The vague, self-protective, selectively intimate person. Most likely careers for this person: sales, real estate, marketing or brand promotion, recruitment, public relations, hospitality or event work, retail leadership, customer success or account management, entertainment or influencer type work, political, organizing, or network-based roles. This is that type of person, generally. This type tends to be socially adaptive and get along with a lot of different people. They're good in the moment, able to create warmth really quickly, often effective with impression management, comfortable keeping options very well open, better at attraction and access than deep consistency. The risk, though, for this person in work, I guess: avoid hard conversations, overvalues image, enjoy influence more than responsibility. This person thrives in roles where presentation matters more than depth. Not a very deep person, generally speaking. Really good at presenting themselves. Presentation, even probably puts out a good spread for get-togethers and stuff. I can't really say who is more likely to do odd jobs, let's say, but I'm pretty sure you could, from the jobs I said, you could pretty much tell. The cleaner comparison, though, is The more invested person is more likely to replay conversations, overgive, send long clarifying messages, seek closure, merge self-worth with bond, stay too long in ambiguity. They don't know how to leave. And the other person is more likely to dodge direct questions, protect image, preserve options, accepts benefits without defining the bond, rewrites the story later, makes the person look like the problem. And that is probably the sharpest I can say for both. Hopefully you will be here for the next episode. Take care. Hey, come check out You Probably Right podcast. Society is getting more unpredictable every day, but at the same time, predictable in its unpredictability. Say that 4 times real fast. Come with me as I attempt to find clarity in all the fog while staying way outside the box and kicking the box way down the road with my size 12 docs. I use the Bible, experience, education, fortune, misfortune, life's lessons, life's mistakes to sort through all the mess. I talk about news, God, God, self-help, sports, sickness, health, music, parenting, love, humbleness, hurt, pain, joy, and all the things that might make you say, I never thought of it that way. Hopefully, anyway. Also, I take a stab at answering tough and not so tough questions, and all the while understand that, listen, sometimes you end up in the hot seat and there's no thermostat. Well, that's how it is here. And because there's no topic, very few topics off the table, Torontonians will understand that Doug Ford reference there. Hopefully the podcast will be helpful and uplifting. And hey, maybe you'll find your own private Idaho here somewhere. Hope to see you soon.